know, there's been a lot of differing intel. Let's just say that when it comes to Biden potentially stepping down, I maintain the belief. I think he's gone. There's too many people that have come out against him. I mean, you would think you could really pressure him with the her tapes, releasing them, or, maybe they're sealed. I don't know. But you'd think they'd be able to pressure Biden enough to step down. Now it's come out. He's told everyone he's angry. He's pissed off. He got COVID. Apparently, like, they're trying to get a hold of him. He can't even talk because they're like, he's doing very bad right now. He's really nasty. You've got Jill and Hunter just coding him with, no, you got to stay in the race. You got to do this. So now the power struggle is back to Jill and Hunter, and they're babying him and they're taking care of him, and they're trying to do the same thing they did at Camp David and say, stay in the race. We love the Secret Service. We love having the protection. Jill comes out. She's like, I love this power. She comes out in a Vogue article, Vogue magazine. Look at this. Kamala Harris plotting to potentially overthrow Biden, maybe a coup with other major donors. Now, this only has 1.2K likes, and, it's not from an official source. The problem is we've got a bunch of these people saying different things. Kamala earlier today said, no, I'm running with Biden. It's that's what we're doing right now. Of course, that doesn't mean anything. She's not going to say anything different until Biden comes out himself and says, I'm not running. But now it seems like they've been calling Biden. They've been talking to him. And I don't know if Obama personally called him, but apparently Biden told Obama to just fuck off. Biden is done with it. He doesn't care. He wants to run again. They're going to try and force him out. And now we've got AOC in a deranged Instagram live video calling Trump a neo-Nazi, just being so nasty. But then towards the end, or like somewhere I didn't watch the whole thing. I just see clips of it on X. She says basically this is confirmed, and what she's saying is true. She says that, I talk to these people behind the scenes. I'm just telling you guys right now that there's not this big barrage of people who don't want Biden and want to install Kamala. She says they don't want either of them, which lines up because both Biden and Kamala are extremely unlikable. There's no good choice. I've been saying this the past 3 weeks. Biden would have been removed a year ago if his VP was a Josh Shapiro type or a Newsom type or someone like that, or even a Whitmer type, right? Choosing Whitmer over Kamala Harris could have been huge for the Democrats in terms of switching to her. Obviously, the first mistake they made was going with Biden. He's so old, it's totally ridiculous. I said he wouldn't last 4 years, and so did everyone. I'm not trying to take credit for that. That's a common thing. So that's where they made their mistake, choosing him back in 2020, but they rallied behind him. They forced Biden to be the nominee, and we got the total shit show with the COVID election, and Biden's been in now, and it is going horribly. And now AOC is saying, she's admitting, she's like, all these reports coming out saying they want Kamala are just wrong. They don't want Kamala. They don't want Biden. They want to replace both. So they want the ticket gone. Now, how are they going to do that? That's the thing. It's like, that's why everyone thinks it's going to be Kamala. People think there's also donor problems where the donors cannot fund someone new. I think they just get a refund and then just fund whoever that is. But if they do choose someone outside of Kamala or Biden, if Biden steps down, they can still use all that donor money for Kamala. And right now, I think a lot of that money is paused by that establishment party to say, we're not spending this, we're not wasting it. Shut up, old man, drop out. I mean, that's what's going on. That's what they're telling him. And here's Kamala, or excuse me, this is AOC. AOC calls Trump a neo-Nazi days after he was shot. Well, she just had a weird, deranged thing. And then this is what she says right here. Here, I'll turn this up.
These folks aren't saying. I'm just going to say it. If you think that there is consensus among the people who want Joe Biden to leave, that they will support Kamala, Vice President Harris, you would be mistaken. And I'm going to say that because if they're going to come out and say all their little things on background off the record, but they're not going to be fully honest, I'm going to be honest for them. I'm in these rooms. I see what they say in conversations. A lot of them are not just interested in removing the president. They are interested in removing the whole ticket.
And that totally lines up. She's literally on TikTok doing this, by the way, but that totally lines up. That makes perfect sense. They're unelectable. And that's why it's been this weird tug of war. If there was an obvious choice, they would have forced Biden out a while ago. There's not an obvious choice. So now there's this weird Democratic conundrum where it's like this tug of war orgy happening with the establishment who's trying to say step down Biden. You've got some Biden loyalists. I think AOC was a Biden loyalist, but this isn't even her saying, Biden's good. She's just saying they want both of them gone. And they want a completely new ticket, which makes sense, but you just can't do that. Maybe it's a logistical thing. They're trying to work it out. It seems like their best strategy right now, you could still argue maybe sticking with Biden. I just think it's the American people. It's like if you're voting for Biden, you're kind of a fool, right? I can understand if you're a Democrat, you like the policies, you don't care if it's Biden. You maybe he starts a second term, he only lasts a few months, and then Kamala comes in. You don't care. But for independents, like this idea that Biden is going to last another 4 years, it's like an insult to their intelligence. So not only are they, less motivated to vote, they're less motivated to vote for Biden. And so they're either going to go, now you've got a third party candidate in RFK. Now you've got Trump getting sympathy with the crazy assassination attempt. They're still trying to deny that. They're saying he was hit with potential glass, which makes no sense. How does glass only shatter? Where was the glass in the air? It's nowhere. There's bullets going right past him. So see, it's just like, only conservatives are the crazy conspiracy theorists. I mean, a poll came out. They admitted 36% of Democrats thought it was staged. And that came out like a day ago. So that's after everything. They still think it's staged. So all this is happening, and it's Kamala against Biden. And the recent reports today, Biden is saying no way. Biden nearly kisses this lady. Jill has to rush over. This poor lady looks so uncomfortable. I mean, this was a big clip yesterday before it was announced that Biden had... You know what? I like that American flag right there. Yeah, I think that's just an emoji, but... So seems like he's going in for Kush. I think Republicans might have just overreacted a little, but it does kind of look like he's getting really close. And she rescues him and says, maybe she was talking about him going somewhere else, but still, we've got, this is an interesting thing. I don't know if this is true. Neighbor said Trump shooter had Trump signs outside of home, and apparently another neighbor said, no, it's false. But it wouldn't even matter. The mom's a Democrat. The dad's a libertarian. That's not his house. That's not his sign. It was already reported. He made fun of a Hispanic kid. This is Crooks I'm talking about. He made fun of a Hispanic kid because the kid said, I like Trump back in like 2016, 2017 when they were in high school. So, or maybe it was 2018. But with Crooks, it's such a mess, guys. It's just such a mess with that whole thing. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of it. But the latest thing that I saw was that he did hide his gun days before the event there, and they did sweeps and they couldn't find it. And we have more updates here. I mean, this is kind of obvious. It's, the Democrats are not spending any money. They're going to be down in all these states. Personally, even if they start spending money, it's not going to matter. They have to choose relatively soon before the convention. Are they going to go back behind Biden, dump a bunch of money into that dumpster fire, or are they going to go to Kamala, try and get some white knight in a Rust Belt state and just go crazy to the Rust Belt, try and take back Arizona? Maybe that's their path they're planning for. But the big Rust Belt states right now, Trump around a 59% chance, 58 in Pennsylvania. And then, I would agree with this. I would say Wisconsin and Pennsylvania right now, a little bit higher of a chance than Michigan. I saw another recent poll that had Michigan tied Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. Trump was like +3 or +4. You do have Nevada. Trump, a very good chance to win Nevada. I think he's almost locked up Nevada based on the sentiment going around there with no tax on tips. Georgia, I think Trump's pretty much locked up Georgia. Arizona is the state that I think the left is going to try and get back, especially if they run. Well, I don't think they're going to run an all-women ticket, but if they did, that would definitely be the abortion thing. But those are just the updated odds right there. This was from July 14th. You can see presidency 73%, Senate about 80%, House about 56%. They should win the House as long as Trump wins, though. And then this is Democratic internal polls. Trump up by 4 in Pennsylvania. I mean, Harris outpolls Biden here, so maybe that's another thing where the establishment is seeing that. Wisconsin is tied. with both of them. I mean, they've got these states really close. This is Michigan, Trump up by 3, and Harris tied with Trump. So Harris outpolls Biden there. That's a Democratic internal. Really doesn't matter much. I mean, we've seen repeated polls with Trump leading, no matter who it is. But this would lend credence to them saying, well, Harris actually does do better than Biden in polls, but normally she doesn't. In these polls, though, however, in the very important, the Democrats, they've pigeonholed themselves because of just the disaster administration. They're probably not going to be competitive in Georgia. They're not going to be competitive in North Carolina. They're not going to be competitive, probably not going to be competitive in Nevada. They're already not competitive in Florida. So they have to hammer these Rust Belt states. They need them. If they don't get them, it's over. It's going to be a Trump victory. The Trump has totally turned the tables compared to where he was in 2016, 2020 when he had to run the gauntlet. Now he's got all these different paths, so it's totally different. But this is the latest update. Kamala possibly trying to force Biden out. Biden earlier today saying no. He's got his spokespeople coming out and demanding and saying Biden is still in this. We're going to start campaigning when he gets better. We're sick of hearing the rhetoric. So Biden now for the 8th time is declaring that he is running. He's sick of all the establishment Democrats. He's just pissed. And he's cussing them out behind the scenes, and all of this is going on. So right now, if Biden is with Jill and Hunter, it's going to be very hard to get him out, at least over the next few days, because obviously both of them, with him being sick, possibly at his vacation home apparently, Jill and Hunter being there, they are going to try and do the same thing they did at Camp David and keep him in this race. I know there was reports that he was going to drop out on Sunday. There are a number of reports going around. They come out every day. The administration denies it. You've got the New York Times consistently saying that all these Democrats behind the scenes want Biden gone. Obama makes a loud statement about it. He leaks it. And so it's like this tug of war right now. I just don't think Biden can survive all of this crap happening. And if he does, it's going to be so damaging for the Democrats with all of these people. I mean, they've already admitted, the establishment has admitted, Schumer, Pelosi, the guy's just too old. He needs to really reevaluate this. And they're telling him, you need to step down. You're too old. You're not going to win. So if he actually is able to win this tug of war, it's going to be a terrible look for that administration to try and come back from that. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.